have been president from time immemorial, what benefit has it brought to you as a human being? Absolutely nothing. So you have nothing to lose. Absolutely nothing to lose. You look at them now, how they have now descended on Yoruba people, asking them to concede, give us your forest, we must graze, we must do this, we must do that. And slowly before your eyes, they are giving in, they are capitulating, they are allowing them to go, if you don't give it to us, so Tinubu will not be president in 2023. Tinubu won't be the president. That's what I'm saying to you. And foolishly you will agree and hand over your land to them. And once they take your land over from you, look at Hausa. Because there is a saying where we come from. If you want to know what your life is going to become in the future, look at Hausa people. If you want to understand appreciate, I would say, the life that you are about to bequeath to your children and grandchildren, look at Hausa people. Is there any Hausa governor today? Is there any Hausa emir? Is there land though? Katsina is Hausa land. Kanu is Hausa land. Sokoto is Hausa land. The Hausa people own it, indigenous to those areas. I'm asking you this question. Is there any Hausa man who's an emir in the north? The answer is no. There's something that's going to happen to you. If you don't rise up now to break, I'm not even asking people to break this rule. Demand for what rightfully belongs to you, your freedom. The freedom to decide. The freedom to write a constitution if you prefer. The freedom to live with whoever you want to live with. That is what we're asking for. But most people misunderstood what we are saying. And today, almost everything we have said about the zoo has come to pass. Everything we have told you, everything I told you has come to pass, hasn't it? Everything. And some people are still questioning and arguing. They said, Fulani will resist by all means necessary, including armed resistance, any attempt to forcefully eject them from the forest. Yoruba, you must ask yourself this question. When we were pursuing them from Ebonyi, why didn't they say something about ESN on Nnamdi Kanu? Why? Have you asked yourself that question? Because they know we are prepared to die to defend our land. They understand that very well. That is the only language the Fulani understand. You cannot say to Fulani, oh, let us have a Fulani president, and after that all will be well. Never, ever, ever. They will continue to expand. They will continue to identify idiots in your midst, traitors, saboteurs in your midst. They will promise them heaven and earth. They will give them anything they ask for in order to ensure that they get into you, they subjugate you. Look at Yoruba and the Ilorin. Yoruba, how did you lose a Ilorin? You lost a Ilorin because somebody thought or felt that by aligning himself with what he felt was a superior Fulani force, he can defeat his own people. Afanja, what happened? As a result of that miscalculation, the great Yoruba race lost a Ilorin to Fulani Caliphate. That is why in Ilorin you have an emir of Ilorin, not an Oba of Ilorin, answerable to Sokoto. That is where Lai Muhammad comes from. You can see them. Sokoto slaves in Yoruba land. When I say that it's not religion, it has nothing to do with religion. It has everything to do with the mentality of a conquered people. Now they have left Ilorin, having taken Ilorin and taken it to Sokoto. They now want to come into Oyo. They want to come into Ondo. Once they take over all those places, it's over for the Yoruba race. Over for you. No, never again will anybody rise a man of honor or integrity in Yoruba land. Never ever. It will only be their stooge. Look at what's happening in the East. Only Fulani stooges can now emerge in the East. It took them very many years, nearly 50 years, to accomplish this very simple task of making sure that everybody, be it Ohaneze, be it Pandef, be it governor, anybody you're bringing out must come to the north to swear allegiance to the caliphate. All of them, bar none. Is there any political godfather in the East? There is none. They all go to the north to go and swear allegiance to the Janjaweed. That is why our life is in a mess. That is why they can do something like Obiozo and make him the Ohanese President General. In front of our eyes, in front of Korokoro, and what did they bribe? They gave money to BBC, they gave money to all Zoo newspapers. They started to trumpet Obiozo, Apex Group, Apex. You saw them holding their meeting under a canopy. A ton without shame. A whole of hands. Under sand, ton canopy. Maybe you saw it disgraceful and shameful. Talking rubbish. The man looks like a janjaweed anyway. Talking nonsense. These are people they have prepared for you to sell you down the drain. By the time the Fulanis are done with you, believe you me, if you don't rise up now to fight for your freedom, by the time Fulanis are done with you, you'll be more useless than a Hausa peasant doing Babiala somewhere in Zaria. That is the future that awaits you. Now, our people must understand this very clearly, especially my Yoruba brothers and sisters. It is about time you stop supporting evil. That evil is in Asaba. That evil is a gang of reprobates calling themselves presidents. The more you keep on supporting evil in the zoo, the more your land will be taken from you. The more your daughters will be raped and abducted, the more your sons will be slaughtered in cold blood. And under one Nigeria, there is nothing you can do about it. Absolutely nothing.
Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, great and wonderful people of Biafra, lovers of freedom all over the world. I greet you and I welcome you to today's quick evening exposition. I will call it a broadcast, where we are going to be navigating the important thing and the questions that our people are asking. This evening, if you are watching on YouTube at Judge Money Blog Africa, share the video, invite others to join, and don't forget to subscribe to that YouTube channel. If you are watching on Facebook at Judge Money Blog platforms, share the video, follow the page, and invite others to join. Or if you are watching in anywhere you are watching on Facebook, share the video, like the page, and we continue to send the gospel and the message to the people whom are meant to hear the truth. Because this evening I am going to be reflecting on the 2023. Of course, the reason why I chose to play the voice of Ohamadike, the reason why I chose to play that one, it is only one reason, because I know that whatever he said there, it is a prophecy that is in front of us this day. And this prophecy that he has given to us, it is time for us to analyze it properly and thoroughly to the people, to make sure that you will not say, I did not hear it. The first of all, we are going to the news headline. The reason why, and actually my drive to preach this gospel this evening, of course, I don't come online by this time, but I have found it very, very important to actually deliver this message, because tomorrow might be too late, and we must actually know that this is what we are expecting, and that is the reason why we IPOB, we are doing what we are doing. The way we are doing it, we are not being pushed by any force or anybody in order to tell us where we are going to fall. We are controlling the narrative, and we continue to control the narrative, and there is no way anybody will backslide us. There is no way anybody will actually mislead us, because we are formidable IPOB, and we are, led by the wisdom of Ohamadike, and we will continue to go, walk in his footsteps. There are so many videos. There is a video I actually came across before. This is a digression. It's not part of this, topic that I want to talk about this evening. The video of Ambazonian spokesperson talking about Biafra should go into you know, taking away the political, Nigeria politics away from Biafra land. And he went ahead, he said that we cannot get our freedom via referendum. I agree with you, and I know what you are talking about. I am actually addressing, I think his name is Kapo. I am actually addressing, the speech that he made. Mr. Kapo, you should understand that our leader is in the DSS dungeon, number one. And whatever we are doing, it is exactly what we should be doing. And we know when to engage, we know when to disengage. And it is very, very imperative that we are not moved. We can actually listen to people's opinions, people advice. Everyone is entitled to their opinion. It is very, very important. So now I want to now tell Mr. Kapoor, it is very, very necessary for you to understand that the problem that you are having as Ambazonia is actually, not exactly the same problem we are having as Biafrans. It is very, very imperative for you to also understand that, we can be embarking on one journey, but I might choose a different route to get to the promised land. So in that regard, I want you to know that we know what we are doing, and we are guided by Elohim Chukwokikabiam through Ohamadike, and we will continue to be guided by this energy, the spirit of our fallen heroes. I know about why now before you know we are like a snake. We will stretch you before we swallow you. We will make sure that we explore every peaceful route, every peaceful means, everything possible, so that Mbosi Beka Malaria, and it will not take longer for that judgment day to emerge if the right thing is not done. It is very, very also important that you know that IPOB Biafra movement, there is extreme force that is actually fighting IPOB. You guys are fighting your enemy. You have your enemies, but the enemies of IPOB, they are a diplomatic enemy. The reason best known to Biafrans and those enemies, because we know what we have that they want. We know exactly the reason why our forces are different, because we are a very, very special people. We are that generation. We love each other very much. We actually, bring the world peace, because we know what peace is all about. Whenever we are free, and we know how to recognize and accept our own people, we do not reject our own, we support our own. The problem we are having right now, it is a problem of captivity, systematic captivity. And that is the problem that is actually making it look like we are not what, you expect us to be, our people. But don't forget, that freedom that will change everything is the freedom we are fighting for. And we are going to be more diplomatic, in this, our time, in this our situation, because they say time heals everything, and we are working with time. Let it not look like whenever what you spoke or what you said is being used by the agent provocateurs and the enemies of IPOB to make mockery of themselves. So that is the reason why I see it very important to actually address you and tell you about this, my observation. Very, very important. So, great and wonderful people of Biafra, we have to understand that our own journey to freedom is quite different from the journey to freedom of any other nation. Our own strategy is quite different from any other strategy. Because most important thing that will happen to you is that if you cannot learn from the past to correct the future, you are going to continue to make a mistake, and it will be a setback towards your future. And it is very, very necessary for our people to understand that patience is a virtue. Patience is a virtue. We are better than what we are seeing today. So many of you don't forget the story of when Moses went to the mountain to pray. This is the stories of our lives. It is our history. It is taken away so that you don't recognize your mistake in the past and to use it to correct your future. So whether it is being taken away and returned, it is still our history. It is still our prophecy. It is still our future. It is still something that we will work upon to correct what is to come. Now, it is very, very important that we are now getting ready for the doomsday of Nigeria. What is that doomsday of Nigeria? Number one is that, are you aware that, okay, of course, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, you are aware that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu made it clear, stated it clear, categorically, that 2023 is going to be the most challenging, year. And the 2023 is going to be, the year that the Fulani will throw everything at us, at the indigenous people. Now, let me now explain to you that prophecy, how it is going to come. So many of you today are shouting P2B, 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 without you remembering that we are in a struggle for freedom, right? Now, you will understand it in few months to come. You will understand the reason why Mazen Nnamdi Kanu said what he said. What do I mean? Let me explain further. Now, you see the 2023 election that is upcoming. Yes. Let me show you what is happening in Nigeria that so many of you does not understand. Remember, there is now a news headline. This news headline is something that you shouldn't ever play with. This news headline. Let me show you before I now deliver the message and the plans of 2023 over the election of your P2B and the Igbo presidency. Now, jihadists and bandits are cooperating. Why this is bad news for Nigeria? Now, let us see. Jihadists and the bandits, don't forget, don't be fooled, because they always want to fool you. They always want to, change something or assuage a dangerous situation or make a dangerous situation look fair to you by assuaging it. Now, I want you to know that jihadist is terrorist. Jihadist is terrorist. Now they say bandit is Fulani terrorist. which they have baptized and assuaged it by changing their name from terrorists to banditry. Now, these two people, jihadists, they are, remember that this jihadists is Boko Haram. This jihadist is Boko Haram. This jihadist is Al-Qaeda's in Maghreb. This jihadist is ISWAP in West Africa, ISIS. Now the news headline states that these people, jihadists and bandits, are cooperating. And now so many of you might be thinking they are cooperating, in benefit of the zoological republic called Nigeria. Little did you know, they are cooperating because the crucial time is around the corner. That is the reason why they are cooperating, because they will do everything to make sure that their person is in N.I.G.E.R.I.A. That their person is in N.I.G.E.R.I.A. So many of you might be seeing or thinking that, when you see Obident, the scores on the social media, you will say, we are watching, we are going to see. When you see Tinubu, the scores on social media, high, you will say, but it's not higher than the one you support. You say, no, we are watching. We will see what 2023 will bring. Little did you know that 2023 had come, and the 2023 now is going to happen to all of you. Do you know why? Because the man you are actually expecting, boom, Peter Obi being Nigeria president, you guys are still wobbling in your dreamland. You are wobbling in your dreamland. Do you know why? Because, of course, you see what is going on. The rich man from Anambra State, what is his name? Fulani, they have actually bought him over. This is what they are going to start doing now. Buying all the rich people, people with high influence. And they have allowed Peter Obi to enjoy his time. They have allowed him to enjoy his time on social media and presidential aspirant touring, or presidential candidates touring the whole northern Nigeria, western Nigeria, and refused to tour in his own place. Now they have actually, started making sure that they are putting in place the real deal. Because what you always expect to be the real deal in Nigeria, it is actually, a fluke. It is a fluke. There is no, your expectation will never come to pass in Nigeria, because you are just an ordinary person. There is nothing you can do, and there is not much you will be able to offer, because now they have started pinpointing those influential people. They will pinpoint them. At that minute, you will see them supporting Tinubu, you will see them supporting Atiku, because the reason why they are doing it, it is because they know that they have implemented hunger and starvation, drought in the Zoological Republic. That is the reason why a liter of petrol is almost, even you cannot see it, you can only buy it at the black market. You can even pay 500 naira for a liter of petrol. Nigeria is oil producing state. Oil producing state. A liter of petrol is 500. A liter of petrol, 500 naira. When, because you cannot even find the petrol, you can only get it at the black market. So many of you may argue, according to the statistics they showed you, in their index. You saw 280, you saw in the north 150, you saw in Abuja. It can be 180 in Abuja. Yes. But where will you see it to buy? Black market. They make sure that they have brought, drought, hunger and starvation across Nigeria, because they do not care about who gets, conquered or who does not get conquered. They are bringing hunger, inflation, so that everything will start skyrocket. Bag of rice is 40 something thousand, right? Now, when petrol goes high, it means that everything goes high. It means that everything is now, everything in economy is on a limbo, because petrol allows commuters to pay little to go to their various destinations on a daily basis. Petrol allows drivers to actually, not be under pressure and bring down their money, so that the commuters will be able to afford. Now, petrol price is going to go up. Trucks, which is transporting your goods and services, their prices are skyrocketing. Everything is going up. You, as a common man, by the time that rice will come to you, it will be double price. So, in that regard, the reason why they are doing it, only one reason. Let me tell you, I am going to bring this news and we'll finish it. The only reason that they are doing it is to make sure that you feel hunger, you feel starvation, you feel drought, you will become to that point where you are going to say anything can serve. That is where they are taking you into right now, because what we are warring now, this is a psychological warfare. Psychological warfare. That is the strategy they are using on you. They want to make you hungry. And they have already made you hungry. Not that they want to make you hungry. They had already made you hungry. The only thing that you are waiting for now is that once is the time for election, remember that there is somebody you see as an underdog. I am not talking about the young people that are participant or that are also participating in this upcoming presidential election. Those people are not recognized, because young people can never be recognized in Nigeria. That is something you should know. So we are now seeing like there are two giants. And these two giants are the only people who are on the limelight, who it looks like there are no other people. If you don't actually research to see if there are other presidential aspirants, you will not recognize there are young people there also trying to make it up. But they can never be recognized because they are not, affiliated to, this type of partisan or this type of politics that is playing in Nigeria. They don't know what to do. They are novice. Therefore, maybe if you put them there, they will do the right thing. If you pressurize them as a young people they will do the right thing. So they will never be recognized. So now, you now see three giants. Number one giant now in the social media is Obi. Number two is Tinubu. And there is, among these three, there is underdog Atiku. This one you see as underdog. Oh. The time shall tell. But I want you to know, Peter Obi will never smell the seat of presidency in Nigeria. Peter Obi will not smell the presidency in Nigeria, because the hunger and starvation they have afflicted in you is, or they have inflicted in you rather, it is because they will now start using, they have budgeted this money. The hunger and starvation, they are using that money they are making out of you right now. they will be using it, saving it, so that in 2 months to 3 months to come, they will, in 2 months to come, or bribing you with 2,500. Bribing you with 2,500. A person who has been hungry, if you give them 2,500, it looks like they will say that Monso have visited their house. Even though this 2,500 is nothing, they will say Holy Ghost, Holy Spirit just came through that politician. He gave us. In fact, I am going to go vote for PDP. My spirit told me that PDP. Once they give them that money, their spirit will start telling them, because they are of their gullibility and because of the hunger they have put them through. It destroys their mind. It destroys their their frontal lobe to actually be activated. They will never think for themselves anymore because they have been put through hunger and starvation. So in this regard now, you will now begin to see mass distribution of 2,500 all over the place. They will go to the north, they will do the same. They will go to the southwest, they will do the same. They will go to the east, they will do the same. By recruiting all these rich people, they will use them actually to disburse this money and convince you that this is that. That is what they are planning. Whether you succumb to it or not, Peter Obi will not go there because it is already mapped. It is already, they have already drawn a map. You know, a business plan. Have you ever seen a business plan? They have actually drawn their business plan for 2023. And you see, the reason why this 2023 will not fail for Fulani candidates to be there. It is, because it is the last year they have. It is the last year they have. They have seen, Britain have told them, it is now or never. Because if you think you have done everything at the agitation, it doesn't do them anything. You have done everything to the, to anything, anybody that's wake up to speak, it does not stop people from speaking. It does not stop Nigerians from, exercising their right. They have woken up. You know that this is what we have been trying to avoid, for them to wake up to this knowledge that they have, that they can exercise their right, express their right of freedom of speech or freedom of expression. The Lekki toll gate was the beginning of that fear. Lekki toll gate was the beginning of that fear in 2020. Lekki toll gate, when they massacre people. But the event that, warranted to that massacre was the fear that Nigeria breathed in. They have actually, that is troubling their mind, that they have to re-strategize to the extent that this 2023 will never pass them by. That is exactly what you are seeing that is going to happen. They will recruit, they will do everything that they have to do to make sure that they put Fulani candidate there. Once they put Fulani candidate, if they indeed said, let me be honest with you, if Tinubu go into that position of presidency, Tinubu, if he goes there, you should know that they did not select him. They selected that president in order to use him for the one they have selected, which is his vice. Tinubu will never last 2 years in the office if he win this election. He will not last 2 years. And from there, he goes to the man that the Fulani have selected to be on, in this position. Now, if Fulani did not win the presidency, they have, because they have now created a battle line. They draw a battle line as a double-edged sword. If they get that presidency or not, that they will now inflict on all of you what is called ethnic cleansing. You know, they will now activate their total emasculation on all of you. That is exactly the plan. That is the reason why you see a news such as this, that the jihadists, let me show you, that the jihadists, plural, it is not jihadists, plural, and bandits are cooperating. Why this is bad news for Nigeria? Do you get it? The jihadists, plural, not one, because it is made up of Boko Haram, ISWAP in West Africa, ISIS in West Africa, and Al-Qaeda in Maghreb. They are now ready to take where they claim that their Allah has given them. And remember that whatever they are embarking upon, it is initiative instilled in one of their leading figure, by Britain. It is not just it is not initiative that a Fulani man just woke up to do. It is the promise. It is the promise. During the time in the 18th century, this promise was made in the 18th century, when they come to a resolution that this this conquest, or there was Fulani conquest against the indigenous people, which they have already been into Hausa people. That was when their ethnic cleansing started. That was when their emasculation started. That is the reason why today so many things have changed in the life of an Hausa man. Now they were moving to the west. There was a resolution between Fulani and Britain, and that resolution, it is all about chop, make I chop. Now Fulani is just a janjaweed. The only thing they are fighting for is to conquer a territory, not to develop it, not to bring storm or actually bring something or innovation. That is exactly what Britain, they now saw. You have not conquered the west or the south, let me put it that way, the way you will understand it better. So which in the 19th century, they come to another resolution. Let there be amalgamation. In this amalgamation, it will now solve the budget deficit of these people in the north. It will solve their monetary problem. And now this amalgamation, they will now put through, be given power, even though they have nothing, even though they had nothing. Let me put it the way it should be. Even though they had nothing, unlike today, they have something. They have gold in Zamfara State. They have many resources. Even I believe there is the resources that they use, even weapons. They have it in the north. That is the reason why that these people, they have actually overcrowded that place, taking over most part of the north. And while they are uniting, same Nigeria, while all these terrorist groups, they are uniting, the same Nigeria is busy releasing, let me see if I have that, if I can be able to bring that one in front of you. Let's see what's this. Just one moment. Okay, not this one. They are actually uniting just to take over Nigeria, because they are going to relocate from whichever area have been looking for, because wanderers, these people you see, they are wanderers. They will fight, they will embark on conquest until their, until thy kingdom come. They are wild men. They will continue conquest. They will never stop. They will never stop. So that is exactly what they have, they have planned. Nigeria now is releasing Boko Haram. Was it 6,000? How many Boko Haram was released, recently, and sending them back to their home? They call it repented. Repented Boko Haram. Let me find it, because I don't know. I forgot to bring the headline. Let me see if I will be able to find. Okay, now it is actually making it. Oh no, is it this one? No. Okay, this one is the one that happened in March. In March, let me click it, because it's something like that I'm also looking for. GoDaddy and Microsoft 365. Being able to do business anytime is valuable. Let's see what we got here. Okay, this was in March. Now, let's see this one in March. I am still coming back to this news headline, but let's see. I am going to flash the video on your screen. You will see the video on your screen. This was in March. Boko Haram.
The Kemala City. Kwami local government area of Gombe State. Karamar hukumar Kwami. Ta jihar Gombe. I under the T.E.R.R.O.R.I.S is high.
Now, what you are seeing here, they are Boko Haram, 599 of them. They say they have repented. They have graduated in the military, they have graduated to join military. These are 599. Now, the result has it that, there is the Boko Haram alone, they have more than 5,500,000 they have more than 5,505,000 men. 5,505,000 men that are ready to fight for them. These are Boko Haram. That's what the statistics, resulted or reported. These ones who happened in March, they were actually integrating them into the military formation. Don't forget, there was invasion in the military facility. Do you know the meaning of security breach? The security breach that was done in that military college or whatever, defense college in Abuja or wherever it happened the last year. You know how to fight a war. If you can get into the database of a military, because what they have went there to do, they did not go there to steal gun, they did not go there to steal knife, they did not go there to kill those people. They went there to actually get into the military database. That's exactly what they went there for. To get into the military database, they will be able to monitor every military activities in Nigeria. They will be able to monitor the security formations of Nigeria as long as the military is concerned. Because of course you know that the military, they are actually the people who is going to fight a war. When a war breaks out, they will compromise your database. They will make sure that you will be overwhelmed. That's exactly what they went there to do. They have Nigeria in the palm of their hands. Now pushing a narrative because their representative is in N.I.G.E.R.I.A. That is the reason why whatever they do, it will look like it is magic. It is no magic. Their representative is present in N.I.G.E.R.I.A. as they are planning. Now, these people were integrated, and I believe recently there are another one that was integrated as well, sending them back. Okay, no, not I believe. There is, I think this last month, they were actually integrated. They say they have repented. They are sending them back to their homes. Imagine that. But if you see any IPOB Eastern Security Network, you shoot them at sight like an animal, then you will bring your compromise people to come and behave, act like you have arrested IPOB members. If you claim you have arrested IPOB member, but when you see IPOB member, you shoot to kill. That is exactly what these people are doing, but yet claiming that they are, fighting insecurity in the north. Now, they have established a special program. 2021, 15 December, they established a special program for the repentant Boko Haram. The repentant Boko Haram, they are using taxpayers' money to establish a special program. Listen to it. Because
the governors of the Northeast have
this is how we are going to. You are going to actually
unanimously agreed to establish sustainable special programs to cater to repentant Boko Haram fighters in the region. The decision was reached during the 6th Northeast Governors Forum held in the Maturu, Yobe State capital. The communique, which was read by Gombe State Governor, states that kidnapping, herder-farmer clashes, among others, are becoming worrisome within the region. Chairman of the Northeast Governors Forum, Babagana Zulum, noted that the governors will do all their best to ensure the normalcy is restored, stressing they will not be.
Now, to do all their best to see that normalcy is returned. They are all their best they are doing. Establish a program beneficial to ex-Boko Harams. According to them, they call them ex-repented. I wonder which a rehabilitation center they went before they repented. Nigeria, do they have rehabilitation center? The answer is what you have to answer. Now, they said they have repented. They now establishing a program with taxpayers' money, that will be beneficial to, Boko Haram, ex-Boko Haram. So if you want to be part of this program, maybe you will have to go and become a Boko Haram. They catch you, you repent. You will become part of this program, because such program, you see, is a program that will be beneficial to them. Special program. How many of the criminals, just normal Ndakan total in Nigeria, did government ever taken through a rehabilitation process or establishing any program or special one to help them to be integrated back into the society after serving their jail time? How many of them have you ever seen in Nigeria? The answer is none. But Boko Haram, they are giving them a special treatment, special program. Why do you think that when we say their representative is, of course, in N.I.G.E.R.I.A, you will think we are bluffing? We are not bluffing. Let us actually, it is very, very necessary to bring you back this news. Let me bring it back. This one that I was reading, so that you will see, you will now see what we are talking about here. Now let me go back to it. The headline is stated that jihadists and bandits are cooperating. Why this is bad news for Nigeria? Now see here. The Nigerian state has come under severe security stress in recent time. It has faced multiple national security threats, namely jihadist group in the northeast rather, armed bandits. This is terrorists because it's full of terrorists. They make it armed bandits in the northwest, militia secession in the southeast, and militancy in the south. Did you see what they have named that is actually their problem here? They say it is insecurity. This insecurity we are talking about, it is being caused by bad governance, evil amalgamation, and as a result of conquered people trying to wake up. That is exactly what is going on. They added militia secessionists. I don't know which one is militia secessionist that they are talking about here. We are actually the ones they are referring to, probably. Because if they say militia secessionist, then, but let me correct that impression, because we do not have any militia secessionist that is actually bringing insecurity in Nigeria. What we have is Eastern Security Network of every country have their own private securities that will, enable them to fight crime. That is exactly what we have, that will also enable people to have opportunities, job opportunities as well. We have Eastern Security Network in Biafra land, which they have baptized to call militia secessionists. It is very, very important that the world understand that we don't have militia secessionists. By the time we are going to unveil that, if need be, that is exactly, you will actually know the difference between criminal elements using the name of IPOB and Eastern Security Network, constituting nuisance all over the place, politically motivated, just to actually make our people to bear on, to say, this is how Biafra will be, I rather stay in Nigeria. That is exactly what is going on. There is nothing like militia secessionists. Now this reminds me about Simon Ekpa, who is actually claiming that he is going to go to war, claiming that he is going to join force with terrorists to fight whichever country that want to stop him from going to war. I want to actually correct you people that are using that guy's, utterances to come and tie it on IPOB, or let me also advise the young man, because as in obere nwa na-amụ iri enu na o nwere ife karịa obi. Obere nwa na-amụ iri enu o nwere ife karịa obi. And I want you to understand that everything that Simon Ekpa is doing today, telling you, coming to, of course, I know he shouted 3 days ago, the next is fundraising. I want you to know that all that shout, we are going to go to war, we are going to do this, we are going to do that, and if you stop us, we will actually join your enemy to fight you. All these rubbish utterances that has no basis. He is actually bringing, it is very, very necessary that when you want to speak, you speak something that you are capable of defending and that you are capable of carrying it out. The reason why I am saying this, those of you who are happy when he was telling you, if America do this, they will do that, they will take you to war, I want you to understand. You must use your past to correct your present, number one. Number two is that what he is doing, I have told you severally that there is a Western agenda, Western interest in what he is doing. There is a serious Western interest in what he's doing, because none of, including the international community, United Nations, all of these people, they do not want Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to lead this movement. They are doing everything they are doing to make sure that it is not Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that is leading Biafra struggle, because they know that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a brain-free person, that he is already decolonized. And yet there is nothing you will do to actually change his mind from what he has actually learned. And what has he learned? What did he learn? He learned that the things that is destroying African as a continent and their individual nations, it is as a result of power of neocolonialism and mind slavery. And he also knows that for us to get a Biafra, we must make sure that we are doing everything possible to make sure that we do not go into Biafra land that is encroached by neocolonialism. In the name that I supported you, in the name that you are that, in the name that we have given you freedom, because they want to give you some break up like they did in South Sudan, or they will, so that they will implement a system. They might implement a system that will not be beneficial to any one of you. Any one of you. That is the reason why they do not want Mazen Nnamdi Kanu to be the one leading this movement. That is the reason why they wanted to destroy the DOS. They wanted to destroy everything that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu have set up that will also, make the struggle, feel his presence, feel his activities when he is not there. That is exactly the reason why you have seen, this agent provocateur. Let me tell you something that you do not know, because there is a saying that says, Egwu na-echange dancing step. Very, very important. Upgrade. Information, follow-up, investigation. Very, very important. You need to know. So many of us, we know that when Simon Ekpa just started his shenanigans, we noticed that he was, we actually said that he is, how did we put the, the narrative? We all understood that he came to destroy IPOB. Now, let me tell you what the young man is set up for. Pay very good attention. And what I am about to tell you, take it to the bank. It will cash in before I bring back this news. The young man is set up in a Western agenda, dangerous Western agenda. And I can assure you that he is an instrument who does not know what he's being used for. Number one, I want you to understand the job of a double agent. Some people are double agents but does not understand the implication of what they are doing. Google a double agent. A double agent is somebody who is, loyal to this group. They are loyal to this group. They believe they are loyal to this other group without knowing that the group they believe they are loyal to, taking out information that is security information from the group he believes is loyal to the other group. Some double agents, they are actually doing it intentional. Some of them, they are manipulated into being a double agent. Now, when I finish narrate this explanation, or actually, stretch it, you will understand which category he falls on. Now you will understand that in every freedom fighting in the world, the thing that they are going to do is to always, whether be it freedom fighting, be it political, fighting, be it election, anything, they have to place their candidate. They must bring up and place their candidate. Don't you remember when Eastern Security Network was about to be formed? Some of these politicians, they started calling Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. We have men. Can we bring these men? They want to put their people there. So the philosophy of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is a philosophy that actually traumatizes the Western agenda. So they don't want it, because they know that you will never give up Biafra. You will never give up for Biafra quest. So they know that the only solution left for them to explore, or their only area that they need to explore, it is only to place somebody whom they will go through to destroy you, either to destroy you, or to make you give up, or to actually give you the type of freedom that that you will be crying every day. It is not freedom. It is actually to succeed you, or to help you to succeed while you are still under neo-colonial power. Even Nigeria will still be controlling you without you knowing, until the day they will finalize their Armageddon on you. That is something that some of you who are not tactical, diplomatic, is failing to understand. Make sure you understand the different types of double agents. Study it. Go to Google now. After this program, rather, study what is a double agent. How do they operate? Is there a intentional double agent? Is there a double agent who does not know what they are doing? Which you can actually state it. Is there a double agent that is maybe probably unaware of what they are doing? You can phrase it whichever way that you will get your result. Then you will now know exactly what is going on. That is the reason why there is an adage that says, the spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. Spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. Something, somehow, somewhere, somehow, they want to give this guy impression that you will be in the realm light. You are the one. Because somebody who wants relevance at any cost. It doesn't matter what they don't even need to know what they are up to. They will just want relevance. So, whatever he is telling you or doing today, I want you to know that there are true types of, there are, types of sabotage. Number one sabotage in a freedom fighting is actually to remove that person that is, that is to make sure that they remove that person that knows what they know. I can assure you today, Simon Ekpa is not the colonized person. Simon Ekpa is actually more westernized than understanding the challenges of Africa. When I talk about somebody being westernized, you will understand that this person is a novice to the challenges and the solution of your challenges in Africa. Maybe if you ask him a solution to the challenges in Finland, he will be able to tell you, because he is westernized already. There is a difference between somebody who know your culture and going to represent you when it comes to your cultural representation, and somebody who does not know your culture and studying it to go and represent you, or trying to bring everything they can access from public domain to use it to convince you that they know. You need to be very, very vigilant, because they will use this thing they call, he tell you, because you remember what actually destroys a person is pride. When you are proud for your, you can do everything. You can make every mistake without even being aware of them or being ashamed of yourself. Because of that proud or pride that young man has, it will take him, because he has become a tool. Like I tell you, to create, a rebel, terrorism, it is very, very easy. They just have to find a leader or a person who has influence to their local communities. They just pick them up. They will start motivating them. How can you be here? And these people are there. They are always the ones making it. You are not making it. Don't you think? Just like they actually use religion to manipulate you, just like they will use Bible to brainwash you, they will use something like a fact to brainwash them. Something that is close to the truth, that looks like a truth. They disguise the words, psychological manipulation, emotionally manipulation. They will actually tell you, why did you allow these Igbo people? They are doing well. Your people are raising cow from places to place. Why don't you conquer this whole nation? Why don't you form a rebel? Why don't you go and conquer some places? Show them that you are capable of anything. Take all of them over. You can do it. And they will bring some part in the Quran. These people are infidel. You can kill them, no problem. Even Allah will back us up, because you will have 500 virgin after you have killed the infidel. They will use motivation to actually corner these people. And they will tell you what looks like a truth until it sinks in to the master, to the representative, the influential person in a community. Then that influential person will go now to the community, mobilizing boys. These people, you start preaching it to them. Because every initiative, every philosophy starts with teaching. If you want to actually motivate somebody to do something, you have to actually tutor that person. You have to actually lend that person the motivation to do it. They will do it. The person they have manipulated, which is going to be the leader of the group, does not know that they have manipulated him. They will come as a sympathizer. They will start sympathizing with you. You will be believing that these people are so good. Anybody who tells you sorry first, whenever you lose something, you get that person in. They will come to you, everything they will say, oh, Nigeria is not doing good to you. Nigeria is killing you. Hey, Nigeria, how can you do that? This type of thing cannot happen in America. Just like that. That is taking advantage of your state of mind as a conquered person. They instill another thing in you, manipulate you, and you will be actually engaging in that thing that they have still in you, believing that what you are engaging is actually fight for the truth. That is the reason why you see bandits, they kill you without looking back. They were actually motivated. They were actually trained. They were actually put to the process of manipulation. They succumb to the manipulation. They become what they are today. That is the reason why I have told you. But let me advise the young man who does not know what he is doing or what he is saying in the public domain. And it is very, very important. I don't have a problem if Simon Ekpa now called to say he is taking those people who is believing in him to war. Let him take them. It does not have any effect on me. I will also pray for our people that are with them. But the most important thing I want to advise you, please, whichever war you are going, remember, it is not in Biafra land. War does not start from where you are trying to save. You take the war to the enemy. Don't bring the war to home. Because if you bring war home, you will lose. There will be a lot of casualties on your side. If you indeed care for these people you want to fight war for, there will be a lot of casualty from your side. Just like you sit at home, your senseless sit at home. You have started bragging again, preaching, talking. I don't have a problem with it. Take them to war. But remember that war is not fought from home. War, if you want to actually win a war, you see how Putin makes sure that Russia is safe. He took the war to the war front. He took the war to the enemy. And that reminds me, Simon Ekpa is against the activities of Putin today. He is against Putin. Because in your utterances, of course, you are in Finland, you in the nation that you are living, so you will be against Putin. And why are you against Putin? That you are in Finland does not mean that you will be against truth when you see truth. Let me explain. In the history of Africa, Putin, or in the history of the world, Russia has been a world power. Conspiracy took that power from them, gave it to America. That is the reason why the history called them the wounded lion. The wounded lion. Now, they are one of the world's most powerful. How many countries have they conquered in Africa? How many countries have they colonized in Africa? How many resources have they actually tried to exploit in Africa? How many of them? The answer is none. Now, let's go to Europe. He is in Eastern Europe. Now, I don't think there is anybody from the Eastern Europe that has done so. But now, let's go to the, Western Europe. In the Europe, Belgium, they are in Africa. France, in Africa. Britain, they own Africa. America, they are not in Europe though. They are in Africa because they are Europeans. They are not there now, but they are Europeans. Don't forget, they went to colonize America. They become Americans. So, from Britain. So, if you think about Italy, they are in Africa. There is how many countries in Europe, Western Europe, that is not in Africa? All of them led their conquest to Africa. All of them led their conquest to Africa. Crusaders. They are all crusaders. That is the reason why today you ask a black man, African man, okay, now before I ask this question, what triggered the war between Ukraine and Russia? Because NATO want to expand their territory, which is against the agreement or against the manifesto of NATO. Expansion of their territory towards the wounded lion, the Russia. Now, if they extend their territory, their military arsenals, such like probably they can even bring their nuclear weapon or nuclear warhead there in Ukraine facing Russia. Russia become territorial against his potential threats and enemy, trying to make sure that his potential enemy did not come to his backyard. If I harbor your enemy when I share a fence with you, even if I was not your enemy, from that moment I have become your enemy. That is the way it is. Don't lie to yourself. Now, this same man called Putin, or Putin, if I call him Putin, it looks like it's like a porridge. So, he never did anything, to conquer you. Those who have conquered you stood up against this man and now trying to motivate you or to compel you to hate this man and love them and agree with them and hate this man that has never done anything to actually compel you to doing something that you don't want to do. Do you think that you as a black man who think like that, do you think that your head is correct? That is the reason why they call us black monkeys. This OG, black monkeys. Exactly. You will find so many African leaders. We don't like what Russia is. Because you don't understand what is security plan. You don't understand what makes a free nation. What makes a free nation is being able to subdue every security challenges or potential security threats to, to make sure that they block them from emanation. That is what makes a free nation. He is fighting to protect his people, his territory. He become a bad guy. And you as a black man, you look at Putin, you call him aggressor. The world powers or the Western world will always call a person who is fighting for their right an aggressor. And they will do everything, might be propaganda. They will use media propaganda. Just like you see how they are giving media to all the people against IPOB today. Because there are things in Biafra land that they want. They're giving media to all of them. Including the one that is about to take you to war. Which is his own war is always starting from your place. From Biafra land, from market woman. That's where his own war normally starts from. If you have sense, you reason. If you don't have sense, you become stupid. Ignorant. That is the problem of a black man. Ignorant. Whenever we will desist from our ignorance and be open to see the handwriting on the wall, we will do better as black people. Because our mind is very busy. Our mind is very busy. The busyness of our mind makes us so selfish. It is not something that is, it is not something that you are doing purposely. But it is something that has been positioned. You are running on a program. You see the way computer runs on the Windows, on a program called Microsoft. You are running on a program which we don't know what is the name, except we can actually call it psychological, reformation, or mind reformation, or mind program. That is what every black man is running on. They position your mind. When it's time to make things to go difficult for you, they make it go difficult for you. So that because they have something they want to achieve. Just like the Nigeria politics is fast approaching election, presidential election. It's fast approaching. They have started making you hungry. So that whenever they give you money, you capitulate. This is a system, this is a program. You will believe that when we speak about program, we are speaking or we are just talking grammar. It is not grammar. This is reality. I wish I have another means of making you to understand this program that we are running on. That's why I told you, before I joined, I went through a decolonization process. And whenever you see, let me tell you how you will know when you are going through a decolonization process. It is the time that you start assessing information. It is the time you start anything that you see, you actually study them. You study further. Anything you hear, any information, the history you have actually been exposed to, investigate further, study further, research further to make sure that what they have given you is the pure truth. If a person tell you the God said, go make sure that you find that thing, how God said it and whom he said it to. Because if you look at the Bible today, they tell you the God said that you should do. But they did not contextualize it to match your situation with the situation of when it happened in the Bible. They will not. Because all they care about is to use this, the Bible, the God will say, to exploit you. Bible is not, let me put it in this context. It is, but it is not a spiritual book. Bible, it is not a spiritual book. Sorry, it is not a religious book. Bible is not a religious book. As much as Bible is spiritual, it is also very, very physical. Did you get it? It is not a religious book. In as much as Bible is spiritual, it is also very, very, physical. Physical part of it are the law, constitution, people ways of life, or the bending agenda. It is in there. These are the things that has embedded with code that the pastor will always read it halfway. When the instruction stated precept must be upon precept for you to understand each paragraph. I cannot tell you that Isaiah, the book of Isaiah 53 said, Moses, speak out and show my people their transgression. And I did not tell you which people is he talking about. Because if I have to say such thing, I must tell you which people, where did it happen? How do you contextualize it to our present situation? That is reading of Bible. That is the precept must be upon precept. You cannot just read one and come and act like you know. No, you don't know nothing. Tell your pastor he know nothing. Or tell your priest he know nothing. He read it where it favors them. So that is how they will begin to. They use Bible, turn it upside down, motivate you, train you, reform you, position you into the program they have set up. You will begin to run according to their demands, according to their setups. That is how they will. This is how they get to the mind of a black man. They will use things that is around you, very important to you, things that is around you. They twist it and they sell it to you. Once they twist it, they sell it to you. You buy it, you are gone. Your mind is running on a program that you will not understand how it is being done. Just like the agent that is actually pushing you. How do you say this thing? This adage in our land. If or something like that. I've forgotten how to phrase that adage. It is talking about you don't know who is playing the song that you are dancing. You don't know if it is your enemy using the song to get you carried away. You continue to dance. Akwụkwọ nsọ si, nwa chi niile n'isi nyasa nyakwa asatọ. The meaning of it means you need to research further. Don't just agree because ụwa ya tokogo. And it tells you again, the nkume ndị na-ewu ụlọ jụrụ ajụ ka emeche were mee isi nkuku ụlọ. you contextualize it to many things that is happening within the struggle and within you. Nkume ndị na-ewu ụlọ jụrụ ajụ ka emechaa were mee isi nkuku nọ. Now you have rejected the DOS. You have rejected Chike Edoziem because Chike Edoziem is not coming to the media to speak to you, to tell you his next plan or to brag, even the things that he is not doing, to brag about it so that he makes you happy. No. This time around, it's time you need to decolonize. How do you know that you are decolonizing? Whenever you see something here, research. Do what if analysis. Just like our First Lady said, do what if analysis. She phrased it correctly. I am not asking you to believe in me. Don't believe in me. Research before you believe in me. Do the same to the next person before you believe in them. Make sure you are not so fast to accept what you're supposed to reject or reject what you're supposed to accept. Make sure of that, because if you look around you today, it is as a result of your mind being in a cage called a program that are running, using it to control your mind. Remember that this program, they have to implement something that will, water their next move. Just like hunger and starvation in Nigeria today, it will water their presidential, plan, election plan. Come few months time. It is a program. They continue to control it, manipulate it, set the bar. They continue to do it for you. You continue to capitulate. You continue to follow without asking questions, without you see. You don't do what if analysis. Very, very important stuff that we undermine. So, to convert somebody into being a terrorist, it is through teaching and motivation. To convert somebody into being a double agent, it is through teaching and motivation. And when they are taught, when you are motivated, you will not ever believe in anything, because this thought was presented to you with some element of what you have seen that worked against you within your reach. They will use it to come in. Make sure that they give you hope where there is no hope. Tell you are going to achieve this. Look at what is happening in Afghanistan. That this Taliban that took over Afghanistan, do they have peace? They don't have peace. Somebody motivated them into being a Taliban. Now you become a Taliban, you will all continue to have war. You war until you die. Motivation. You are out fighting war until you die. Both the ones that are senseless, both the one that has, that will make sense. That is exactly what it is. Every terrorism starts with motivation. Taliban that took over Afghanistan, do they have peace? They don't have peace. Somebody motivated them into being a Taliban. Now you become a Taliban, you will all continue to have war. You war until you die. Motivation. You war, you are out fighting war until you die. Both the ones that are senseless, both the one that has, that will make sense. That is exactly what is going on. Every terrorism starts with motivation. And most terrorism in Africa is motivated by the Western world. It is motivated by the West, people in the Western hemisphere. They are the ones. So when you see your own person motivating you, make sure. That is the reason why when I saw Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, that is the reason why you did not see me being in the social media, following him up, or trying to, broadcast about Biafra when he was there. No. I was following him up. Immediately when he had a problem, that's when I said to myself, it is time to engage. The solidarity begins here. Because I have been following him up, and I have decoded him. I have understood him. I know that he knows his story. He knows what he is doing. And I am not saying this to actually make him feel good. He is not here with us right now. If I want to make him feel good, I was going to engage. I was going to engage when he started preaching. I started listening to him from 2015. During the time of Goodluck Jonathan, I started listening to him, following him, digesting, researching. Everything he said, I research about it. I was on the media, I was online, but I was not preaching Biafra. I don't ever call when he is on a program. I listen, I digest, I actually make my own research. That is the reason why you see me today when I am preaching with no fear, no favor. Because this truth that we have actually started speaking, it will lead us to life or lead us to death. We have made peace with it. We don't care who is getting hurt. I don't care who is smiling or who is happy. All that is important is to speak. Let there be a change in the mind of our people. Your change starts with information. And to extract information, you need to work. Work is to research. When you hear a word or English word that you don't understand, write it down. Get to your dictionary. Make sure you find out the full meaning of it. Because I might be speaking, I'm in the mood to use a vocabulary. I am in the mood to actually be in the same level with some of you, not all of you. So it depends on what the mood is all about. Then you will know how you connect. Most important thing, when somebody speak what you don't know, when your pastor read a quotation in your church, you don't understand it, go and research further about it. You can actually send it to me. I will read it and I will explain to you. If you don't understand it, don't ever regard me as a human being. Anything that your pastor speak to you about, because this is a narrative that is chasing people away to understand that Bible is our constitution book. It is our constitution book. And as we are preaching to gather the lost tribes, the lost sheep, from where they are scattered across the nations of the earth, to gather their remnant and build the new Jerusalem, create our own nation, where God will come and dwell. Because if you understand that Jerusalem is where the name of God is found, are you aware? In Jerusalem is where the name of God is found. And that name has been bastardized by these people who call themselves the Crusaders. They have changed everything. That is the reason why we are going home. But we must gather the remnant of all these people. We are going to take them home. We take the message to the Gentile nation. We give our people that are in Gentile nation. Some of them see themselves as Gentiles. For you to understand that Paul's letter, our people see themselves as Gentile because some of them, their ancestors, they have forgotten where they come from. Some of them were sold as a slave. They have been there. They are answering Mr. White. They are answering Mr. Lee. They are answering different names. They don't know how to trace back their origin. From their remnant, we will gather them by taking the message to the Gentile nation. They will understand it because the blood of the message run in their vein. That is how we must gather the remnant. So, anybody who is telling you that, it is do or die, now or never, you don't have date yet. You don't have date yet. There is no date. The last miracle. So, whatever we are doing, we must be cautious so that we don't accept what we ought to reject quickly, or reject what we're supposed to accept. The rejected stone will later become a cornerstone. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, I understand him perfectly. I understand him perfectly. His teachings, I understand. His philosophy, I understand. What he's going through, I understand. What is driving him, I understand it. And the reason why he cannot be manipulated or actually deviate from his, this quest for the freedom of our people, I understand. But do you understand it? And the reason why they don't want him, they prefer any other person, even if that person is radical, even if that person is doing constitutional nuisance, they prefer that person. Reason being that this person knows what they know. It is not everybody that call my father that will make it to heaven. What does it mean? It is not everybody that is using the name of Biafra to preach, or to do one or two, or to form a militia group, or to tell you that he has the capacity to take you to war, that is going to take you to the right place. They use that name as their slogan because they have nothing to offer. I am not embedding it on anybody for now, in general talk, so that you will understand it, so that you will not think what I am talking about is actually embedded in saga. I am not doing saga tonight. Of course, if I want to do saga, I don't do saga basically. I do in-depth analysis on people so that you will understand them. The fact that I'm doing in-depth analysis is to actually make you to understand that you must use the past to judge the present. Use the present to judge the future. Then you will get the world is like a method, mathematics. God you see is a mathematics. Is a mathematics. God you see is like mathematics. And the world is run on mathematics. When you solve this, you put one or two together, then it becomes something that is useful. That's the way it is. You need to solve that problem. How do you solve it? Dig deep, investigate, and seek information. Seek ye first the kingdom of God, where the knowledge lies, where the knowledge dwells. Every other thing shall be added. So, as I was saying, Boko Haram, Al-Qaeda N.I.G.E.R.I.A, bandits, which the Fulani terrorists, all of them, they have gathered together. Do you know why? Because they have prepared to take over Nigeria. And all of you believing that P2B is going to help you. It's not going to help you. During the time of Goodluck Jonathan in 2011, let me see if I will see it, because I am actually extended my time. I'll be descending very soon. Okay, this one is when America claimed that Boko Haram is a threat to them. Boko Haram is a threat to America, and they actually, formed a community, homeland security, community on homeland security. So they did that in 2011, and I have the document here. But that's, by the way, it is not, I am not going to be able to stretch it to get to this document, but I want you to know that during the time that Goodluck Jonathan was there was attack that was leaked, a terrorist attack that was leaked. During this terrorist attack that was leaked, the army was there, they did not do nothing. Every of these security operatives, they were there, they couldn't do anything. Goodluck Jonathan knows what I am talking about. He knows exactly what I am talking about. Then this, these terrorists now overwhelmed everybody. Do you know the next thing they did? Let me see if I will get some peace from this, this one. Let me see if it is exactly what I am looking for. Look at this. Don't plan well, you are planning to fail. If you do not plan well, you are planning to fail. And understand that whatever we are going to do, we are going to, use our initiatives, our number 6. Or those, implementations, or those manhandling, emotionally blackmailing, manhandling emotionally and otherwise. You have not gone through a rehabilitation process. Do you know the reason why the free world now, the free world, everywhere you go, you will have a therapist. A therapist. A therapist, it is those who will help you to, who will help you to rehabilitate you, to make sure that your mind is free. But I don't believe in them a lot. Ejiofor will return to his position. To be your ancestors. You are holding on to these things, holding on tight, which Onyendu instructed him to go on holiday to free his mind from all this accusation and all that. Barrister Ejiofor will return to his position anytime from Monday, tomorrow. So many of you are worried, writing to me, where is Barrister Ejiofor? What happened? Did Onyendu tell him to stop commenting? It is a festive period. Barrister Ejiofor went on holiday to see his families. Of course, he will be joining us very soon. So I want you, because my time is up. That is the reason why I am actually cutting it short. But I believe you will be hearing from him anytime soon. He went on holiday, so don't be deceived. Enemy might be telling you that they have sidelined Barr Ejiofor. That's why he is no longer talking. That Mazen Nnamdi Kanu must have sacked him. They will sell all sort of propaganda, but do not. That's why you need to make sure you source information on your own. It will enable you to thrive.